show for like $3. And I was like, bought it for lady. I was like, I don't know how much this is. Like, I just found it. She's like, no, I'll give it to you for $1. And I was like, oh, perfect. And I looked it up when I got home and I was like, yeah, because it has like one side's like holographic, or like.
I'm Tera.
Toni.
Tera Toni. Nice to meet
Luis
you guys.
Antonio.
Okay, there you go.
We've been together. We've been married for 10 years.
All right.
And
We've been married for 7 years. Been together for 10 years.
well,
Okay.
he moved. He
We
moved
just
in.
keep doing this.
He moved in 2 weeks into our relationship with a Wii and a
Hell
piano.
yeah, man.
Remember the
Nice.
Wii?
The only thing
Remember
he
the Wii?
owned. The only thing he owned was a Wii and a piano.
Remember this? Remember this? We?
Hell yeah, dude. Bowling?
Yeah. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, all right, there it is. Yeah. And he squatted in the cabin for I don't know 4 months.
I was
6
in there. I was in there in Denali for 4 months at right by the Teclanica River. I met about 6 people. I was with another guy, Chris Beagle, good guy, and
What made you want to squat in a cabin in
well,
Alaska?
we moved into a place and we got kicked out because we were excessively drinking. And they didn't fire us from our jobs. I was a cook at a restaurant called the Mountaineer,
Yeah.
and I guess it was just that wild hair in everyone's ass that says, go do something else. And there was a wood burning stove, and that's about it. There was a floor, and we put cots in there. And
So you were hitchhiking in Alaska?
I
Or
was,
you were-
I was hitchhiking all over.
You were
Alaska.
driving in Alaska.
No, she's
No,
never
I
been.
Met him I met him in San Antonio. He was hitchhiking in San
At the end of
Antonio.
this thing, the winter came. The sun stopped coming up. I got really depressed about that, and I got enough money to get out. Basically, got a bunch of different rides from people I knew. Got to San Antonio, was hitchhiking, trying to get to Comfort, trying to get to I-10 with 1604 to get to Comfort and I-10 West.
Damn.
On that route, this girl picked me up, and I was like, "Can you take me to I-10 and 1604? I'm sure I can get a ride on I-10." And I was on Blanco Road, and she was like, "No, I want you to meet a friend of mine. I want you to meet this. Oh, you're gonna, oh my God, they're just gonna love you." And I was like, "I really want to go home." So I want to take you to this bar. Let me take this bar, and I was like drinking a Red Bull in the back seat and throwing up out of her window. And I was like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm in no position to meet anyone. You have to understand that, right? I have not seen anything normal in about 6 months. I just want to go home. I want to see my mother. I want to see my father. And she was like, no, you're going to love it. You're going to love it. So she takes me to this shit bar called Seagull. What was it?
Cross-eyed Seagull.
And Tara's at the same time was like, don't bring him here. And I can hear Tara's talking from the phone in the front seat. And I'm like, I'm not going to murder anyone. I don't want to murder anyone. If anything, I want to go home. You're going to murder me. I was like, I just want to go home. So she finally fucking just hangs the phone up. She takes me to the bar. I go in there. I meet Tara Spring. There's really short black shorts and these high heels and this white top. And I was like, oh my God.
It's so funny how he remembers that.
And I was like, oh my God. I was like, I'm going to talk to her. At this point, she's a musician in Nashville. And I hadn't, ever dreamt of speaking to someone so beautiful. Honestly, I've been in Alaska. There's no one like that. So I go and I talk to her, and we talk. I end up somehow in her passenger seat.
Can I just interject here? He was a pretty well-versed pianist, and I was a musician in Nashville.
It's pronounced pianist.
And I was thinking wow, this is kismet. Well, I honestly I was like, God, this guy. Yeah, and also but I was thinking this guy has a bandana on his head, he has.
I had a big afro.
He has a
Do you have a backpack
he has a
on?
massive afro. He has a massive.
I had a backpack. Yeah.
First of all, look, he has a backpack. He has a massive afro. He has a bandana on his head. His shirt's inside out with holes in it, and he's also wearing freaking swim trunks.
Nice.
Okay, and he comes into a bar, and I'm thinking, I'm not gonna marry this guy. This might just
So
be.
I convinced her to So a lot of old friends meet up at the bar that I knew, and we end up having a good time having drinks. So there's this point to where someone buys a round of shots, but I didn't get a shot, right? This guy buys everyone a shot, all these girls, and I didn't get a shot. I was like, whatever, I don't give a fuck. So this is the point that I knew I was gonna kiss her. So Tara takes half the shot, and she gives me the other half of the shot, and I was like, when she handed me the glass, the other half of the shot, I was like, well, she doesn't care she knows that I don't care that my lips can touch the same glass her lips touch. I'm gonna kiss her. That's the way my brain
I like
works.
that
So-
logic.
Alright.
I like that logic.
That was hard.
So then, you know, I'm like, okay, we're gonna go to your house. So then a few of us were like, well, let's go to your house, your apartment.
Yeah.
It's on Blanco and 1604, right back where I started. And I was like, okay, cool. And we're in the parking lot, and she's talking, and I just made a move, and I kissed her.
And I thought,
Dang, man.
what the hell?
Let me give you a high five for that, bro. That's bold, man. Bold.
Well, I thought, to be honest, like this is the God's honest truth. I thought, why do you think you have the right to kiss me right now? Like, what? He just like made a very bold move, and obviously, like women just intrinsically like this whole like bad guy thing. Yeah. Okay, just women like that, and so I'm so obviously I'm just like yes, and then after I'm like.
Give me a kiss.
Wait, give me a second, and let me realize what just happened. And no, you're not allowed. You're not allowed. And then they came up to my apartment.
So check this out.
And then I left.
No. Hold on.
I did.
So before
we didn't.
she
we
leaves,
we didn't.
Hold on. Before
do
she
the
leaves,
deed for a
I sleep
while.
in her bed. She sleeps in her bed. We don't
didn't.
do anything crazy.
Wow.
But we are spooning, and at one point she farted on my leg.
Oh my God, Tony! Shut up! You can't put that on camera.
I'll edit it out. I'll edit it out.
What did he say?
She farted on my leg. Her butt is like right here, and we're spooning, and she farted. And
Was
I
she
was
asleep though?
Yeah.
Okay, it's
I was like-
understandable.
It was a sleep fart. That's
The
not even
blanket.
a-
Hey, obviously, it wasn't a deal breaker though, right?
No. I was just thinking like, interesting. And she was like, I want to go. I gotta go. She had to go. Her son had her 2-year-old son, who's 12 now, had his first sleepover at her friend's house. And she was like, I gotta go over there, and I was like, yeah, go. I was like, yeah, you
So
need
I
to fucking go.
leave, right? And he's still at my apartment. So he's still there.
I had no ride. I didn't know where to go.
He had
I
nowhere to
knew
go
I didn't
because
know
he's
where
a
to go.
hitchhiker.
Just chilling there, man.
I
Yeah.
was sitting in her house like, what am I gonna fucking do?
I know. So I get up the next morning and I know he's at my house and I'm like taking care of my kid and I go to my house and he's there.
So I get out of there.
He's like,
and
hey,
then-
can I get a ride?
So I get
of
out of
course
there.
you can.
I was like, well, let me get your number. 210-789-530. Oh, I should probably say that out loud.
I'll
but-
bleep it out.
And then she was like, 789, and I was like, let me tell you a joke. I was like, why is 9 afraid of 7? And she was like, what? And I was like, why is 9 afraid of 7? No, it's because, no, wait, why is 8 afraid of 7? It's because 7, 8, 9, something like that. And she looked at me like,
You're weird.
are you stupid? I was like, whatever, I should never buy.
And then wait, I gotta tell you this one thing. Okay, so after he left, I guess it was like a couple days after this. Like he called me from a payphone because he didn't have a phone. He called me from a payphone in the rain. This is like when payphones still existed.
Yeah, that's pretty romantic.
Yeah, he called me from a payphone.
And I knew she was sick, and I was like, hey, do you want
I had
anything?
strep
Glass of
throat,
water?
and I was super sick, and he calls me, and he just wants to bring me anything I can possibly think of. And then we were having a conversation, and he was like, and then it turned into this like weird conversation about like birds, and he was like,
Oh my god.
oh, I'm doing it. I'm totally doing it. I'm so doing it. And then he was like, so, but birds, do birds just like have like babies?
I meant like parakeets.
Or do they all lay eggs? I was like, holy shit.
I knew, look, I'm a smart guy. It
Like,
was
what
just a
kind
mistake.
of guy
It was a mistake.
thinks that birds have
It
babies?
was a mistake question.
Well, I mean, come on.
Well, they do technically.
Do you remember that?
In any case, you know what? We love each other.
I know.
So, like, let's forget about it.
Wow, that was such an epic story. Quite beautiful how those two met. Tony and Tera. Amazing story. I love it. It's just like, man, it can't get any better than that. It can't get any better than that. That just goes to show you who's out in the world, man. There's just so many cool, amazing people that have these stories, you know?